If it wrapped around the outside, it would just like slide in.
It needs to be wider. These won't go in. Even if you pull this out.
Yep.
I'll come up with you while they do.
So you want to real quick, just in case anybody's tuned in right now, just be like, hey, just go ahead.
Hey there, tribe. We are getting things set up. And unusually we got set up pretty quick with no technical issues. Knock on wood. And
that's twice in a row.
I know, right? So we're gonna finish getting things up because we didn't expect to actually be ready this early. So we'll be right back. Okay? So we're just gonna leave it running just in case.
Yeah, feel free to make comments at them.
Yep. And share it out. Tell people.
Oh yeah,
about
please
it.
share. All right. Who all's getting bourbon?
I think we're yeah. You getting one?
I don't want to be man out.
Okay. You want one?
No, good.
Okay.
It's so shiny.
You want water?
That's yours.
I know. I love it.
You like the bluing?
I love it. I couldn't even tell that it was.
No, we got it.
Oh yeah, I can.
Because like that's the original
Oh
steel.
yeah.
And so I didn't etch it like in ferric. I blued it with gun blades.
So shiny. I look insane because my hair's wet from the pool.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. That's why I look insane. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You need more insane.
More insane in the memory.
Okay.
Yeah, let me show you.
My life. Good Lord, your glasses?
I gotta put them on so I can find the picture that I want to show you. That's all. You being the sharpener extraordinaire that you are. So today Cindy was out on the porch washing windows, and I was out there, blah 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 blah. So have you ever shown the boys your knife sharpener?
Oh, what have you got?
Actually, I haven't, but let me take a picture because I know, Dan might at least enjoy seeing this.
Ooh.
Little stone wheel.
That is cool. That'll do a nice hollow grind. Sure.
What am I looking at?
That is a grinding wheel. Oh, old school. You want to show the camera too?
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. You show the camera. Yeah, that's old school. That's back 1800.
That is an old school grinding wheel at Brian's. Are you actively sharpening on this?
I am not.
You're not.
I
Okay.
do not want to mess it up or
Yep.
devalue it in any way.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Right.
But you never know. Like some of the old equipment, it's just meant to be used.
But I have sand on it and pedaled it. Just
Okay.
So.
Okay. I wonder if you could put a giant buffing wheel on it.
Well, if you could, you'd be the one to probably figure it out.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, if anybody's got any sharpening questions, I've attempted probably 100 different ways to sharpen a knife, and some successful, none not successful.
Right. But you have so many different sharpening tools as well too, from stones.
I've got 3 different kinds of stones. I've got what are they called? Alabama stones that are just literally mined stones from the ground of different grits. I've got the ceramic bound whetstones. They're splash and goes. They're really cool. I don't know if you throw water on top of them and they're ready to go. And then the diamond stones.
And the diamond stones
don't even nothing. You just go.
Right.
No oil, no water, no nothing.
Right. I have a diamond stone.
You have a diamond stone.
I do. Cindy bought me a diamond stone years ago.
What grit is it?
You would ask me that and you're gonna embarrass me on camera.
Yeah, they last forever.
Cindy, go check out and see what grit that is.
They last forever though. And you don't have to flatten them and all that stuff.
Right.
How do you sharpen your knives at home?
I've got a.
Now just don't pull through.
Nope.
Okay.
It's a little thing. I think it came from Bass Pro Shops back in the day, and it's a little, basically a belt like you guys got, but a little tiny belt, and I can change from coarse to fine.
That's Brian, by the way.
Brian and Chris. Nice to meet you.
Finally meet you.
Pardon me, darling. I'm gonna squeeze right by you. Oh. I have Brian's. I have Charles in charges.
Yay, there you go. And Dan?
And I'm gonna squeeze by you. Yep, he's in charge of our days and our nights. And by that I mean my mom is.
Oh, no, your mom lets him be in charge. That's how that works.
Well, it is 6:01. Ooh!
I kind of forgot why
You know
we were
what?
here.
She said,
That's.
uh,
I was just showing Dan.
Patricia said I was gonna like this. It's very Mad Hatter. I love
That
it.
is so cool. That is
And,
so cool. Can I wear it?
My hair's really wet. I
Fragile?
don't know. I got chlorine and stuff.
So, try it on.
Is it gonna mess up the hat? Oh, I got a big head.
Little
though.
tight.
Oh my god, it is a little tight. A little bit.
When you take it off, we might hear something.
Ugh, that almost was suction to my head. All right, Dad, why don't you go ahead and do some kind of introduction or whatever.
Right.
Fits perfectly.
It does fit perfectly.
Right, and you know what? It looks well on you.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
And you can always turn the brims other ways too. They don't have to be-
I might need one of these in my life.
All right. Well, hey there, tribe. Welcome to Bourbon and Blades, which is our off Wednesday live chat. So feel free to send in comments and questions. Today, we actually have a couple of awesome visitors. Remember Ed from the last one, from Cynder Rose Leather and Cynder Rose Creations. And tonight, you've probably seen me post about it, heard me talk about it. But Custom Engravers owner Chris Freibel, is that how I say the last name right?
Freibler.
Freibler, sorry,
Yep.
Chris Freibler, is here. He is the person that is responsible for the maker's marks, also the elvish runes that I put on some of my blades, and he also did these snifters.
I don't have a. Oh yeah, that's
It's
right.
right.
I remember why
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
have one
but
on
you,
there.
yes, but yeah,
But
you
we'll
have
get
something
to that.
special. Yes,
Yes.
yes. And that's and actually, you know, the fill line that we put on Scada Claus is at the halfway point has worked.
It's working.
It's
It's
worked,
good.
yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
So yeah, so thanks for being here.
Thanks for the
Yeah,
invite.
and thanks for being here again. So I guess also today, and we seem to have kind of fallen into a ninja theme for the last 3 weeks or so, or 3 Tuesdays. So in honor of the ninja theme and ninja stars, because who doesn't love ninja stars? Tonight we are actually drinking a Japanese whiskey called Sensei.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay,
Dan
I
knows
thought it
all
was
about
different.
Sensei.
All right.
So first, guys, and I know you don't have bourbon, but here's
Now I'm-
here's the tribe.
I'm not saying anything, but if Sensei were to sponsor us, larceny.
It's funny because I was outside and
Get on that.
Dad brought that up. He was like, "I'm gonna feel really bad calling out for larceny when I'm sipping on Sensei."
I mean, you know, if somebody would sponsor us, we'd drink their whiskey.
Wait, did you that burger while I was swinging that hammer? What can go wrong?
While playing with these things.
That's right.
And
Perhaps you could get a Band-Aid sponsor at the same time.
That's right. Well, one of the things I'm looking for the table is you can actually get branded Band-Aids. And so I actually want to get the Tribal Edge logo on some like blank Band-Aid packages and put those on the table as swag.
That's a great idea.
And to be good for us. Because I have a tendency to knock blades over at shows. You shush, lady.
I mean, I hate to curse myself at this point, but I really have not cut myself that much. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I really have. I've gotten
I can fix
Where's the
that for
blades?
you.
Where's the
small
blade?
nicks and small scratches, but
Oops.
no significant
Gently
cuts.
bump you while I'm
Nothing
walking
that's
by him on the
above,
grinder.
stitches anyway.
Yeah, so actually the running joke when I first started making blades was Chuck adds a little of himself to all of his blades.
And I've gotten a lot of little cuts. I've gotten a lot of little cuts, but
Do 16
nothing huge.
stitches count as a little cut?
that counts as a big cut.
Okay, well I got it.
Actually, I think we bandaged you up that long ago.
Hey, if you can use duct tape to close it. it's
Yeah, I think so
Right.
too. I think so
It doesn't
too.
count.
Right. I'm like,
That's
Chuck, where's
right,
the
yeah, that's right.
I'm like, Chuck, where's the first aid kit?
It's like silver skin, right?
Yeah, I have a lot of minor accidents. I am.
Oh, dude. Actually, after one of them, we ended up teaching, you were my teaching assistant at one of the gatherings. And I had gotten back the previous week from getting the 16 stitches, and we were working out together. And I thought you would cut yourself or something. And you're like, no, it's not mine.
Right.
I was like, oh, crap. There goes 8 stitches right there.
Yep. Oh yeah, that one was bad. That one. you seen these?
I have not.
Yeah, so we do Talk About It Tuesday. Kira set it up so that we have Meme Monday, Talk About Tuesday, Wednesday live. Thursdays and Fridays, I usually will either post something or I'm supposed to get. I'm getting better, but I'm horrible at getting blades for posting sales. On
Pimping out shows.
Pimping out shows, things like that.
Because usually we do weekend shows.
And then weekends, I usually post workshops or shows or things like that. So Talk About It Tuesday, the last three have been around the Japanese culture and specifically the ninja. So they have like a very different sword. They have the shurikens. They have the kunai, and kunai, which was this past week's, was kind of cool because it's was really cool actually, but it's kind of cool from the fact that it once again shows how we've gone from farming implements and peasant implements into more battle-oriented things, and not always like proper warfare per se, but like guerrilla warfare.
Yep.
And such. And so it's been kind of cool run. And, we get to continue learning about blades, which is our planet's oldest common tool among all the cultures, right?
Yeah, I was looking up some historical stuff, actually, and I ran across a guy on YouTube that does, is it fletching?
Mm-hmm.
He does fletching
For arrows?
To recreate, what would that be called? Caveman weapons?
Oh, you're talking about flint napping.
Flint napping.
Fletching is actually
napping.
putting the feathers on,
Right.
Fletching, yeah,
on
arrows.
I knew it was something like that.
Yep.
He got it.
I understood. It's like you're on.
Yes, what is it? Flint napping. Napping.
Flint napping,
Yes.
yep.
So he would recreate like the spears in a historically accurate way as he could, and then he would test them out. And I will tell you what, when he was doing a flint knife, or I think he did an obsidian knife, and wrapped some like
Probably cordage of some sort.
cordage of
like
some
leather,
sort around
sinew.
it with some,
Yeah.
and even had glue and everything. I guess they had glue back then, probably sap or
Hide glue.
whatever. What is it?
Hide glue.
Hide glue.
And
Okay.
they boil down like rabbit fat or something like that.
Oh,
Fat of
okay.
Some animal, and it would turn into a glue, and they'd use that, and then wrap it with sinew.
They also do pine pitch, which it will be reduced down
Pine
to
pitch
some
would
sort of a
work.
glue as well. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that was a knife. You made
Well,
a knife. Like
interesting
that thing
about
would hurt bad.
Like obsidian and volcano glass and such, they can get those down to like micron edges with those. And when they chip sharp.
Right.
Obsidian
Exactly.
does it, chips very sharp.
Right.
Yep.
I think they use it for like surgical tools and stuff because it's so sharp. Right?
Would not surprise me. That and glass and,
Yeah.
and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, actually, one of the guys that has done some electrical work for us, he's a retired electrician that's helped us out a few times. He actually does primitive hunting, and so he makes his own bows, and he does his own flint napping, and he fletches his own arrows, and he straightens his arrows using the old methods,
Yep.
you know, with steam and
Steam.
heat and such. And yeah, he's, in fact, I had an arrow here. I think I gave it to somebody who also does primitive stuff.
You did. You showed it to somebody, and I can't remember.
Yeah, but yeah, he actually made me an arrow a while back that has a flint napped arrowhead and that has turkey feathers from a turkey
You give one of those
he
to me.
shot.
That's
I
what
think
it was.
Yep,
It was
yep,
2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, that was that primitive arrow that was kind of cool. It really is amazing how innovative we had to be back then to
But like
survive.
when I was watching that guy he did a spear and he did a knife. I'm like, it's really not that hard though. Like, but I mean, I would imagine that the first thing humans would have seen is like, oh, this rock that sheared off is sharp. I could use that to hunt something.
Yep.
And from there, it's just a matter of sticking a handle on it, you know. And
If
you might
you-
have to remake it every time you
I
use
think
it.
it's almost like a lot like painting. Putting colors on a canvas is relatively straightforward, but the learning curve to make them mean something is a little bit different. I've watched flint napping. I got my first attempt at it, dusted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
Tough to hit it just right so
Yep.
you get
Yep.
a nice
Yep.
clean break to get that sharp edge.
and how you hit it,
Angle is a lot.
yeah, I'm gonna say how you hit it has everything to do with how successful you'll be and how much you take off and how little you want to take off but I can't remember the scene. It just makes me laugh thinking back now because it was all for dramatic license, of course. But Hunted with Benicio del Toro and Tommy Lee Jones.
That's a good movie.
That final fight scene when the guy, when Benicio grabs a leaf spring out of a junkyard and forges a fire on the spot and
dunks it in the river.
Tell me the name of this movie because I have not seen this one.
Hunted.
Hunted. All right.
So good.
They had some great blade fights in there because they used Sayat Kali as their foundation for the choreography.
Okay.
But then over here in the same timeline you have Benicio del Toro forging his blade from 5160 high carbon steel, formerly a leaf spring, and over here you've got Tommy Lee Jones searching for his perfect piece of flint and then napping a blade.
Right.
Oh, that's right. That's how that worked out. One guy forged one guy napped one.
It was the last knife fight in the movie.
That was the last knife fight in the movie.
It was on a cliff, and they were under a lake or a river.
under a waterfall.
So he flint napped it, not fletched it.
Right.
Yes.
He fletch napped it.
He fletched it. That's why they call it flatulence.
Oh boy.
John Bryant says hi.
Hey,
Hi,
John.
John.
Yeah, he sent me so John Bryant is the guy that does all of our handle materials.
Okay.
And today he bombed me with a bunch of handle materials. I swear, his website I would rename Woodhub.
I think you might get a lot of traffic unintentionally.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I bet it's
the motto can be like got wood.
Somebody go check to see if it's taped. Woodhub.com.
Yeah, but definitely cool materials. But yeah, so Chris, how did you get into laser etching and everything else that you guys did?
I'm going to make this a really short story of a very long story.
Cliff notes, got it.
14 years old, my dad was a accountant, and one of his clients developed colon cancer. His wife and him were running this trophy shop in Grand Rapids, and he knew he didn't have long to this earth, and he wanted to have a retirement for his wife, and he convinced my dad to buy the business, but he wouldn't let my dad pay for it. He had to do it on monthly installments so that she had an income.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So we went down there and we loaded all the stuff, moved it to Jenison, which is where we lived, and opened up a little storefront. And at that time, it was a pantograph engraver where you used to load your brass letters and trace each one out.
Oh my god.
And we had a stamping machine that was high tech. It had a wheel and you'd type it, but it would come around and smack the.
Doing like a lot of trophies for the
Yep, they were doing
sports
a lot
kids
of trophies.
stuff like
Yep,
that,
that's majority what they were doing.
Right.
And I started tracing letters on that pantograph, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then progressing a little further, my dad went to a trade show and saw a computerized engraver, and he bought one. I had no idea. He brought it back, and I felt like I lost my job. That thing was so cool. But now I look at it and I think, because I still have one in my shop, and I think, wow, that is pretty antiquated. Bought a laser, started learning that, and just couldn't get enough of that. I mean, you watch your first laser burn something and it's addicting. I mean, just to watch it work, and you think, some people with a lot more smarts than me know how to make that machine work. I just know how to run it. They know how to make it work.
The fine point you can get with that laser is absolutely amazing. I never thought I'd be able to sign my blades.
Well,
and have it look good.
Yeah, and we never even shown you some of the stuff we can do that you literally have to have a magnifying glass to read.
What?
Yeah, so it's crazy.
So I was going to ask you, I mean, the technology must be advancing
so fast,
terrifyingly fast, like
so fast,
especially in the laser engraving.
Yeah,
laser 3D print. Do you guys do any 3D printing?
I don't do any 3D printing. Okay. I do direct UV printing, which I brought some samples. I'll haul that out and show you that. But we started with just a small little 25-watt laser, And I still don't have a, I don't have a mega 9,000 watt laser or anything. I have the highest wattage I have in my shop is only 120. But 120 watts compared to 25.
120 is pretty good.
21
does.
gigawatts.
120 is pretty good.
It does a lot of things,
Yeah. Yeah.
And everything's all computerized. And
Everything's all computerized. So
Amazing.
no more tracing letters, no more,
right.
all your thinking's done ahead of time on the graphics.
So I'll have to lay out then.
But
right?
you can, I would imagine it gives you much more freedom of creativity then to do different designs and things like that. You don't have to do only the things that fit in the stamper thing. You can get a lot more creative about it. Like you said, even like microscopic scale, that's wild to me.
And I think one of the biggest benefits.
Some stuff you want me to
I'll
show?
grab a couple samples.
talk to us
But
about
on that subject,
Yeah.
one of the things that I used to dread when I first started engraving, tracing all those letters, you could only fit 4 lines of text in this machine.
Right.
And maybe you were doing a plaque that had 12 lines.
Oh,
When you get to the bottom and you slip out,
Yes.
now you not only have to redo that plate, but you have to unload the tray and reload it 3 times, basically, to get...
Making sure it's perfectly aligned every time, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, and now, if the laser runs something and maybe it, I should have hit it with a little extra power, I just hit the button again, and it hits the exact same spot.
Right,
There's
nice.
no question.
Right.
And so yeah, things have definitely changed a lot for that kind of thing.
Definitely show us some of the things that you're like. For us, I know we've gotten our table covering from you. We've got our banner from you. We've gotten.
Brian.
I got my truck magnets.
Yeah, we do so much more than engraving.
I know.
Stand here real quick.
So if it's engraved, obviously I do it. But if it's a graphic or a logo, anything to do with artwork put onto an item, then chances are I probably am involved in doing it.
Yeah.
So I brought a few simple things, right? Here's a keychain. We put Rockford Construction logo on that. Just a simple wood engraving for us, but on a very nice piece. Gives a really good look.
Yeah.
There's a slate coaster. Pass. It's a show and tell. Pass it around.
Yeah.
So it's a slate coaster. We laser engrave that with our CO2 laser. We have CO2 and fiber lasers.
Oh wow.
Things that have been getting super popular lately is a fake leather. So they call it leatherette, but they've designed it for laser engravers. So they have color behind the surface color. So when we engrave this one, we get black.
Oh, you reveal the color behind it.
You guys have actually laser etched a few custom sheets for me as well.
Yes.
They
So
turned out beautiful.
yeah, and real leather, I like that natural dark look you get on real leather. But all of these, like this one, they have silver underneath. So that's a cigar tube with a cigar cutter on it.
I have cigars.
Hey, you can do that after the bourbon.
How do you not cut through the silver part?
That's where learning your machines and learning your powers and your speeds.
So you have to give it just enough power to
Just
cut
enough.
through.
Yep.
I like
to
that.
get that bottom line.
Rolling Rock. I used to drink Rolling Rock.
Did you
And
really?
I'm assuming
Back in the day?
it came out of Pennsylvania, right?
I think it did.
Yeah,
I was never a Rolling
Brewery.
Rock guy, so I don't know.
It
but,
did. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Very cool.
that's something that's gotten really popular. And on the same subject of the leatherette, we use that same material and we make hat patches. So there's my custom engraving logo on just a
I
little.
have one of those.
I
hats,
have one of those.
right there. I give it out to the
And-
people who need it.
And again, it comes in all kinds of shapes and sizes with the stitching on it. This one's blue and silver. We just threw it on a white hat. But the cool thing with a laser is it doesn't just engrave, it'll also cut. So we've able to cut the leather into a special shape. This one I was doing a trade show out in Vegas, so I thought, well, we'll just do a simple little skyline type look and show what we can do.
That is awesome.
And one more on the leatherette, can koozies, so a simple little thing like a can koozie, but now it's kind of dressed up and a little more classy.
Oh, it's too bad.
Gotta have a can. Gotta go back to the Budweiser.
This one's got built-in can koozie.
So on that note, moving into when you asked me about, the UV, right?
Yeah.
So this is UV printed. So very similar to a little printer you'd have at home that prints pictures on photo paper, little inkjet printer. Same exact thing, except for much bigger, and it has a little LED lamp that follows the print head. So as soon as the ink drops, the lamp cures the ink.
Oh, very
Right
cool.
behind it.
Right. So now you can print it on just about anything. As long as you can get a good adhesion, it's going to stick like nobody's business.
Is this like a thermal transfer?
That's
No?
literally
Okay.
putting it right in the printer, and it's coming across with its print head.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is
They have a
cool.
mobile screen print.
Yeah.
There's a nice koozie.
That
for you.
is some serious detail, though.
Yeah.
too.
So
If
same
we saw
same
that
machine, same machine that did the curved surface. This is a sheet of acrylic.
Now this is cool. I
So-
have to say, I saw Brandy's post, and this is so
That's
cool.
awesome.
So we did a little Photoshop work. Put the in memorial of this gentleman. His family wanted to do something for all of the bride, the kids, etc. And he was a train engineer for his whole life. So we incorporated a train picture with his photo and
So you will just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
You also work with the customer to help design things, right?
100%,
So
yeah.
people don't need to just come to you with like, this is exactly what I want.
Exactly.
You can kind of work
Yep.
with people to say, oh, well, he was
Yep.
a train engineer. Okay,
Yep.
well, let's put that in the background.
yeah,
stuff
and
like
probably
that.
true with you guys, right? When you're
Yeah,
making a
absolutely.
knife,
Yep.
and somebody
Try to-
tells you every little detail it's got to have in it, those probably aren't the knives that turn out the best.
You should do it.
But the ones where they say, "Hey, you got a little creative licensing,"
Yep.
those usually are the best
Right.
knives you
Yeah.
probably produce, right?
Yep, exactly.
Same with me,
Absolutely.
right? They gave me the first picture.
Here's the feel.
Told
Here's the
me,
theme.
Told me it was
Yep.
a train thing, and then I found the train picture, and then I sent them a proof, of course, so I
Very
get their
cool.
approval.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, they let
Well-
me have a little
Creative freedom.
art
Right.
of creativity.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So is this kind of what you're talking about? Because we're going to be collaborating on the blade.
Yeah. So this is
kind of
exactly
you're-
what
this
we're
is
talking about.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So I actually brought Chris a blade, so he has the dimensions and the shape of the handle and stuff, and he's gonna print something on acrylic, and then we're gonna put it on the blade.
Yeah,
to
we're
show
gonna try
kind
it.
of
We're
what
gonna
we
try
can
it as
do.
a blade handle for the
Yeah,
knife.
so this is just another offering too. So for custom blades, we can actually really personalize them through working with custom engravers.
You know, I had thought about doing the same thing of putting something that I print out
Yep.
and then pouring epoxy over
Yeah, so you're
it.
talking about
Same concept,
But
right?
it's the same concept, but I'll tell you what, that is rife with failure.
Yeah.
You get bubbles underneath it, you get bubbles in
Yep.
between it, you
Right.
don't get it flat. That is perfectly
Yep.
flat.
Yeah, we've actually spent some time talking about how do I keep it from floating, even.
Yes, how do I keep it from floating? Just
Yeah.
having it be floating is a problem, you know?
And this is a kind of an example of we printed it on the front as well as the back of the piece. So having a little fun.
Is Brandy
Oh, so you got
on
some
here?
depth.
Yes, Brandy's on here.
Involved, yep.
Yeah.
She said
Brandy.
she said nice mugs, guys.
That's right. Yeah, that gives it some depth printing on the front and the back. I mean,
and
that's
another
pretty
example of
sweet.
it here where we took the little sign, put it on the front
That's
of
awesome.
the
Oh yeah, because that's the other thing you guys can consult about is like,
Exactly.
hey, did you know you can get depth out of this thing
Yep.
too?
I was just
Exactly.
gonna say that's really cool. Cause
Now is the top of this the same as the front of this?
Yes, absolutely the same.
Okay,
Yep. Yep.
very cool.
So the only difference on the back of those acrylics, we have to print everything backwards.
Right.
And then we
Right.
have to print white behind it because all of that ink is translucent. So otherwise you
right.
it would just look
you
really
got to
good.
be white behind it.
Yep.
I remember
Interesting.
they were talking when I used to get my T-shirts screen printed. Speaking of which, we are also wearing T-shirts that were worked with.
Yeah, we did those. We did those this
We-
week.
Yep.
They
Yep.
did those. They did
Yep.
these.
Um,
they didn't do mine, but they should have.
But they were.
Brandy's got to do this still. Brandy's
Oh,
still
I-
got to do this.
Yeah.
Nope. But I never thought about having to put down a layer of something to help what you're putting on it show off better. And so that makes total sense now. I
Yep.
remember when I was getting screen printed multiple colors, especially on black
They would need to do a base
T-shirts,
print.
they need to do a base print.
Yep.
I never thought about
And that's
that.
all extra screens that they have to
Yeah,
burn and
yeah.
so on. Yeah.
It's like one screen per color
screen
per
per
image. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're doing front and back, now
Yep.
you've got an extra.
Yeah.
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 Yep, it adds up.
That's really cool.
I did want to ask, I just thought of a question, like on this stuff, how are scratches? Like, is that a big problem?
It
or-
will scratch, of course. It's acrylic, right? And that's kind of why we want to do that test to see what abuse is it going to take and what's But I think because don't they use acrylic when they stabilize your handles?
Yeah, absolutely. So like, I can't get my thumbnail into it or anything. This feels pretty solid, and it's heavy too. So
it's a cast acrylic product. So acrylic comes cast and extruded. So that might be something we have to play with.
Well, we actually do. All of our handles are cast.
Okay, so maybe we already know.
Yep.
Yeah.
and they probably do it in a pressure chamber, not just in
a vacuum
chamber.
vessel. Yeah.
So.
Yep. So again, same printer, printing the logo, and now we introduced laser cutting. So we laser cut the holes, and this was for a company that was mounting a lock on there, and they were using that at their trade show booths.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, like a demo.
Wait a minute, you printed this on the back of it?
Before we bent the acrylic.
Before you bent the acrylic?
Yep.
Okay, so you bend the acrylic as well.
Yep. So
That's a heat, right?
Yeah, so a heat strip, and we bent the acrylic when we were all done. And so there's a ton of applications between the laser and the printer to combine those two mediums.
And I mean, this is something where, like, I would never think I even had the option of putting it on the back,
Yeah, that's amazing.
We'll transition a little bit here. Same printer again, moving into the award world. I do a lot of trophies, plaques,
Oh, that's got a nice
signs.
feel to it.
We printed directly onto this wood plaque. Instead of putting a metal plate, we just printed directly on it.
That is amazing. That is so cool.
I just have to stand up and see that. You not caught my eye, right, Judd?
So yeah, when I saw this next one, the first thing I did was look to see if it had full distal tape, and I realized, wait a minute, it's just two-dimensional. So
This is a sharp, pointy thing that isn't really sharp and very pointy, but
but it could be.
this is kind of a neat project because we were doing the awards for this organization for years and
That's
years,
the one you were telling me about. Okay.
and they didn't want to continue with that same ugly trophy they had used for years and years. They wanted something new and creative, so they kind of gave me free reign. We came up with this. We laser cut some white acrylic and black acrylic. We used the printer to print on the wood. We laser cut the acrylic here, engraved it, and this is just a standard maple cutting board.
That is amazing.
But for a chef's association, it kind of fits the theme.
It's kind of like a platinum record, only for a chef.
Yeah, there you go.
Right,
And again, you guys were able to help with the design and
Yes,
stuff, and
yeah.
like get creative about it,
So much more than, oh, I have a laser, I can be an engraver.
Ow.
There's a little creativity to it,
No, and
If you
that's
ever want live
awesome.
versions, just let me know.
Yes.
We'll put the real deal on them.
That is
I don't know
awesome.
if that was in their budget, Chuck.
Yeah.
I can collect the skin. off
We're going
of
to
that.
transition into a little
This is cool.
little wood engraving. We can do photos, we can do signatures, any kind of graphic text, etc.
And that's laser.
Yeah, so that's lasered directly into the wood. It's this happens to be a red alder wood, which lasers beautifully.
That is
red
gorgeous.
alder and cherry are my two favorites.
Yeah. That is gorgeous. I just finished a pair of kitchen knives for a gal that were cherry handled. And she actually brought me a piece of timber from the family farm
That's
that
really
I was
cool.
able to. The Dan
That makes
stabilized for me, and then I had you guys put. I think we actually put like the date and the year on it as well as my.
Yeah, that makes it
mark.
so special when
Yeah.
you're using something like that.
There was a graduation gift for her son who had just gotten his PhD, and so he was a foodie, and so she got him
That's
this.
awesome.
Yeah, it was very
That's
cool.
awesome.
But yeah, cherry, wonderful stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's leading us into something that might be a little more appealing to some of us guys. So this was another photo engraving, but I took some artwork and I kind of collaged some pictures of a dog and some ducks, and we engraved it into this stock, and then we color filled it with black paint.
Wow!
To give us
So-
that cool look.
Nice. So now, when you do that, do you just like brush it on and wipe off the height, the stuff that's at the surface level?
And I learned the hard way. I bought my son his first gun for Christmas. Did a really cool graphic on it.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Lasered beautifully, painted it all on, and I went to wipe the paint off and it wouldn't come off because the finish on that gun had been not the high gloss. It was just a real light finish,
Uh-huh.
and that paint wouldn't come off.
Oh, no, it
I was
absorbed right in.
scrambling
Oh, no.
like Christmas Eve to come up with a new solution for that stock. But we pulled it off.
That's awesome.
Well, and I wanted to mention for those that might be watching and thinking, well, what does this all have to do with knife making,
Yes.
right? I think because I was just thinking of that, I think what's important is that, like, if you're a maker, if you're a knife maker, if you do woodworking, like whatever your hobby might be, whatever your interest might be, whatever your side hustle might be.
Leatherworking.
Yep.
Leatherworking.
Yes.
Leatherworking, right? All of this stuff, there are local resources available. Now, you guys, I'm sure, do you ship globally or nationally?
I don't ship too much globally, but
Okay,
nationally like
for sure.
crazy.
Right.
Yeah, we don't just, work in this area.
Yeah.
We're all over
Right.
the country.
So if you guys want to do business with custom engravers, you can. If not, I mean, just the stuff that we've seen here tonight, it can potentially
feasible.
kind of stir your creativity. Like I say, if you're a maker, if you build furniture or whatever, like
Yep.
maybe you want some paneling that's engraved with something cool. I don't know,
there's-
but like
your imagination is really
Yeah.
the
your
limit.
imagination
Well, and-
is your limit.
And that's one, like, recently when we were having discussions about collaborating on that new handle concept,
Yep.
that's something I now have access to, and I can refer out to my customers who want something like off the wall or unusual
Yeah.
or special. Now I know that I have a resource that I can go and collaborate with, because I've worked with Chris and Brandy now for several years,
Yep.
and it is constantly amazing how you guys stay current with different options and different capabilities
Yeah.
and such, and it's just great to find out that there's these other things we can play with.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say, is Brandy still on?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, I want to do, at some point, I want to do one of my blades. Oh, I can do this with, okay. There's a very specific blade. I want like a cool phoenix on it. Like, do one of these or something. So figure that out.
Put her to work. Put her to work.
Figure it out, Brandy.
So actually,
Yeah. Let's sit back down.
But one of the things I actually wanted to check with you on, because this was something that I don't understand, and probably now I have the captured audience.
Yep.
And you can't run it. You can't run away as easily. No kidding. Fighter brush.
Firebrush.
Now, one of the things that I've seen a little bit of, and like the idea of colors with lasers is intriguing to me.
So
Wait.
I can probably give
Fire
away.
brush.
So this was a company
Right.
that I started alongside of custom engraving. It ended up being something that I ended up closing. I couldn't get the patent, and that was kind of the reason I
Okay.
didn't pursue it. But I basically engraved directly on firearms and color filled them in full color photo. However, very lengthy process.
Okay.
In order to do it, I really needed to invest heavily in some
Okay.
much higher end equipment.
Okay.
And without having that patent behind me, I just didn't have the courage.
That's a lot of risk. That's a lot of risk.
Courage,
That's a lot of
right.
risk.
Hear you there,
That's
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
risk.
Because obviously I'd have to have found an investor willing to believe in that
Right,
product as
right,
well. And I just finally decided that
Okay.
without the patent it wasn't worth pursuing. But we were doing some really cool stuff. But
Yeah.
it would literally take me just
I can't
forever
imagine
to
anybody
create
Time
one.
who
versus
knows.
return on investment
Yeah.
probably wasn't.
And
exactly
what somebody was willing to pay for
Right,
such
yeah.
a thing, it was only so high, right? And so,
So firearms though, you actually are able to do like receivers and barrels and things like that, or no?
no, not currently.
Not more?
I've
No.
let my FFL
Okay.
kind of slide, and
You need an FFL to be able to engrave?
you are
I
technically
had no idea.
you are technically
A gunsmith.
a gunsmith. at that
Yeah.
point.
Okay.
Of course. you
I
are,
never even
yeah.
thought about that.
You're handling firearms,
Right.
Yep.
so right.
Yep. Yep. So.
But if I
yeah,
get
we-
somebody who wants their mug on the flat of a blade, you can do that though, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
Just as
see,
long-
the ideas just
Right.
exploded from my
And of course,
brain.
but you can still do stocks, correct? Or
Oh, for sure. Anything.
Stocks or forearms,
anything,
right?
Yeah, forearm stocks,
Right,
slides
just-
for a handgun, because none of those are the trigger.
Correct.
They're
right.
just a part.
Right.
So, but if you bring me the trigger mechanism or any of that, I can't touch it.
Could I get like a picture of my face on a blade?
Oh no.
Thank you.
I
Thank
would-
you so much.
Every gifted blade from here on out is gonna have a picture of my face.
I
on it.
have to draw the line somewhere.
Nope. I'll get Brady
I
to
think
do
we
it.
crossed it.
I'll get Brady to do it. Don't tell him, Brady.
So what's your favorite thing to engrave?
This is gonna sound really stupid. Well,
No,
maybe
it's
not.
Dan.
Back in 2005, I started custom engraving in 2000. In 2005, I went to a trade show. Bought.
5 years.
This is my 25th year.
Awesome.
Hey, wow! Congratulations.
Thank you. I went to a trade show, saw a machine, and the machine is actually the one that does this. It was kind of the first step. So taking a photo and engraving it, and this particular company was very heavily into granite and marble. And I bought the machine, and that's exactly what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to take some picture, I wanted to make them this cool
Memorialize it.
little knick-knack for their shelves, and people would give them as gifts. Well, I didn't have that machine for 3 months, I don't think, and I had one of my better customers lost a kid. And she said, I want you to make the headstone.
That's a
And I
Danielle.
said, what?
That's
So-
usually a very that's a
very-
specialty thing, right?
Very specialized.
Yeah.
I knew the machine was capable. I knew my skills were capable, but I knew nothing about dealing with a grieving family or what should go on a headstone. I had no idea. Right.
Well, there's a lot of responsibility that
There
comes
is,
along with that.
and she believed in us and she pushed us. And after that first headstone, showing people's pictures of it and so on, next thing you know, another one, and then we're doing pet memorials, and we're doing things for buildings and trees and flags and all of these different memorial applications.
Wow.
And that is now my favorite thing to do.
I bet.
Hey, Chris, I have a question for you. Now that I look at this, okay, these guys know exactly why they're chuckling. I hunt Africa.
Nice.
He hasn't been able to find anyone in taxidermy Africa yet, though.
No, it's a little too big for their shop.
Yeah.
Right. But my question is, was it taken off a picture?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Take
this
up
one.
this
It's this
picture.
one.
All right. So if I have a picture on my phone, can that be sent and something like that? Maybe.
Absolutely, exactly what we do. Yep.
That's remarkable.
Thank you.
Right?
And this is gorgeous.
Thinking about your was it your Udu?
I'm thinking about all 15 of them there up there. With a picture under all of them, Chuck.
All right.
So,
But the kudu, yes, would probably be the first I would
Yeah.
definitely have done for sure. I can see. I mean, that's a hell of an elk right there.
yeah, absolutely.
That's,
is.
yeah.
So
I
on
think
the
she put it up there, but yeah.
So on that
You got
same
that.
subject, right? You like that, and that is laser engraved directly into the granite. It's
Wow.
not going anywhere.
Right.
We can also do full color pictures. This particular product, slate, and that could be your photo. That could be your.
Right.
That same photo could be printed onto slate.
All right, and with this right here, is it possible to engrave anything on the bottom, like
Absolutely.
the
Like
date,
I said,
what it is, and
Anything that's
how
in
it's
your
scored and
imagination.
things of that? So you could take that and engrave on it.
You don't want to see Brother Brian's imagination. That's a great place.
How
Yeah.
durable is the?
That is literally. I hate the word forever because
Yeah.
obviously none of us know
Yeah.
forever, right?
Yeah.
But generations and generations, that I've been putting that on headstones since 2005, and I still see those same headstones
Wow.
in the cemeteries, and they look great.
Now, is that similar? Is that the same technology that does the prints,
That
or is that just for granite?
the photo that you're looking at on the black? That's done with a CO2 laser etching right into the granite.
This is printing now, right?
That is a printing process. This particular one is a heat transfer process.
Heavier than I thought.
Yeah, it's slate. Yeah.
So this
Can
particular
Can you do color on steel? That's the question.
that would require the same machine we're doing on the acrylic, the UV printing.
And that's durable.
That's durable. Now, would it hold up on a knife under your guys' treatments? Yeah.
I feel like I'm being
We'd have to
targeted.
test that.
Okay, maybe we'll test that because then I could put my face in full color.
Oh shit.
Brandy said she'll do it for a moderate fee.
I'll give you one of my knives. It'll have my face on it.
I want to see the destruction testing that you're going to do on that one, Brandy.
Is that the pose?
That's right, yeah. We can take a screenshot capture of it.
So, yeah, lots and lots and lots of applications and
That's amazing.
customizations. The only thing we didn't touch on, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really do this. This was more just showing off to show that I can do it. But that's...
It's a duck.
It's an inlay.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's the chair.
Jordan,
And,
it's a duck.
It's been engraved, and then a separate piece of wood laser cut, inlaid in, glued in, sanded, finished.
That's amazing.
So
Okay, because I saw that out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, that's not impressive.
Them are ducks.
Yeah. When you look
And
at
then I was like,
When you look at
wait a minute,
Yeah.
that wood grain is different.
That-
What's going on?
that, literally is, one of those things. I just did it because I wanted to prove I could.
Yeah,
do it.
yep.
Okay, so now how is that bonded?
Wood glue.
Wood glue.
Yep.
Okay.
Wood glue and then sanded flush. There's
So in our world, that would be a surface ground.
It's
plain.
a
I'm
fairly
just-
simple process.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking to myself,
getting the
you
pieces
could
to
do
be the
you could do
exact
knife
same
scales.
the inlay. That's the
with
magic.
laser, you
Yep.
get
Do all kinds of
Yep, you
different
do one in
patterns
relief and one in
with the
in-
inlay.
in,
So
uh,
then when you grinded it down,
Cutting it in?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
totally
hand
see
shape.
We'd have to determine how
how
deep,
Doing
how
it
deep and
is
stuff we
easy.
could go, but
Yeah.
getting somewhere.
But and even if you only had,
That's the
even
fun
if
part.
like
There's
you had
something
a
called a
base
keyhole
layer
handle.
that would act as then like a liner
Yeah, a laser
for
would
you.
be
Yes.
At that point.
And then two layers that are meshed together.
Right.
That could be really cool.
That could be really cool, right?
Really cool.
You can come on in if you want. Come say hi.
Come on in.
Beautiful you are.
Yeah, look. You're
I decided
Come in, Mom.
You
You are stunning, my
Come in,
dear.
sir.
Come here.
Bitches
Come
wearing
in.
white,
Come on, Miss
Come in.
Constance.
sparkly shoes.
Yeah,
Come in and
on.
say hello.
Come on, say hello.
This is my mother, for those of you who don't know.
This is this is my Tasha, and
The
she
angel.
is
This is
the
my
mama of the
Tasha.
tribe. My Tasha, yes.
Well, she was mine first.
I did make her.
But she was
You're
mine.
the boss
Also-
of the tribe. She's our
Yeah. By the
She
way,
is not the
Steve
boss.
Perry, Steve Perry of these monsters
Oh,
down
yes.
here. Yes.
Yes.
Boss
Steve
of
Perry
you
said, "You pull that knife out of the sheath, and you'll scare the children with that face."
Dan's talking about getting his face printed on the blade.
Did you know that I can put my face
Full color.
in full color on each of my blades? Isn't that exciting?
I can see the
That look
thoughts.
says
knife?
no.
I can see the thoughts.
Tasha wants a
Scrolling
knife
through
desperately
your
now.
brain.
This
so.
is what I want. I want a rainbow handle,
Okay.
right?
Unicorn.
Okay. We can do that with
With
the
glitter.
acrylic.
It
Yeah.
has to have flipping glitter in it.
It'll have glitter in it, of course.
Or it has to be shiny or pearlescent, but it has to be rainbow. And I want Damascus.
All
I
of the
want-
above.
And then I want your face on it. And I don't want it to be a little knife. I want it to be,
Like in my face in real size.
yes!
Now
I don't
Right.
know.
So the knife would have
That's
to
a
be.
knife.
So-
Here, what's the sword
That's
from
right. I was
from
the
Final
Dundee.
Fantasy?
I keep telling Chuck I want
Oh, the
it.
Buster sword.
Yeah.
Get a Buster sword
Buster
with
sword.
Dan. Brandy will appreciate that, I'm sure.
It's a Daniel Buster sword. Danathan Buster.
I get the prototype.
Sounds like a plan.
Well,
You got some work to do, son.
I'm at the bottom of my whiskey, so.
Anything's possible at this point.
That's right. It's
true.
Hold my beer.
I love this though.
Who did that?
I love this. Look, it's an inlay.
Yeah, custom
It's
engravers.
a laser. In
A bunch of this stuff over
So I
here.
thought you could do a pattern and then use it as knife scales. For
So that's this kind of stuff we need to,
Yeah.
switch this bourbon over to the back room of my shop.
Right.
And this is kind of
We're
what
on
I'm talking
site
about.
today.
If you're a maker, whether it be knives or leather maker or any of that stuff,
Thank
like
you.
engage in your local community. Community is everything. So
Kira, we may have to do an off-site Bourbon and Blades night.
Brandy loves that. Brandy loves the Dan Buster
Yes.
blade. Jeremy says, Dan, why would you put your face on a knife? Wouldn't that make it dull? Blades are supposed to be sharp.
That's a good
well,
one.
I know. I know a secret though is that if you hold the knife close enough to him, he can't see it.
And the room goes silent.
That's because that was just for Jeremy.
That was inside.
That was just for Jeremy.
Inside jokes.
Inside jokes.
I only have a couple little things left that I didn't talk about that I'd like to
Yeah,
quickly
go for
Oh,
it.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
this is...
we talked a lot about engraving, but we didn't talk much about cutting. So simple way to show this is we do a lot of engraved signage, right? Well, this particular piece was not only engraved, but had to have all the laser cut for the machining and the whatever. All those holes do. I'm not privy to that information. I just I just work here. But
Sign the checks.
yep. But that's all laser cut and laser engraved out of a 2-ply material.
Okay, so what is the hardest material you're able to cut?
The hardest. With my equipment, I don't cut any metal.
Coming to
Oh.
I only cut wood and acrylic.
Why did you not get the 1.21 gigawatt laser?
Right. Was that 500 watts?
It takes a bit, especially with the thicknesses you guys are dealing
Yes,
with.
yes.
But yeah, those take a little more specialized equipment. And there's enough of those shops that do industrial type work.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
That's just not my
Yeah,
niche.
but I don't want to take it there though.
Yeah.
You just need to go get the big laser.
So how much does something like this cost somebody then?
That is a tricky question.
Yeah.
Did they have artwork? Did they not have artwork? Am I creating it? Am I?
Let's assume they had a CAD design.
I would ballpark that.
And they had all the permissions necessary from a copyright perspective.
Yes,
right.
yes. Obviously, if it's Detroit
copyright.
Lions or a
Right,
Harley
right,
Davidson
yeah.
or something, I need permissions before I do those kinds of things.
Mhm.
But something like that's probably
Is it quantity based
75
also?
to $85.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Um,
affordable.
So again, if you're a maker, if you're doing something with electronics, or I would imagine that like Scott might be able to use this in his cars, right?
Oh, Skyflies?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like in the race car?
Yeah.
The Mistress?
The Mistress. That's right.
Yep. Where it gets a
so
little more
yeah.
complicated is when somebody says, "Hey, this was in my old car. Could you make one just like it?"
Right,
And
that's a little
measuring and
difficult.
doing all that. Trying,
That's a
then
bit
you're-
more than, yeah.
more involved in trying to create something like that.
But yeah, I've seen makers do a lot of prototyping, and this stuff is like,
For sure.
it's nice to put some polish on a prototype for sure.
Mhm. And I get,
That's
I
pretty
get the people that only want one piece, and I get the people that want 1,000.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Right.
All
and
that
I-
weighs in then.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't shy away from the onesie twosies. I don't shy away from the guy that has the expensive thing that a lot of other shops may say, "Oh, I'm not touching that because you didn't buy it for me."
Mhm.
That's not the way I
Right.
work.
Right.
I've been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed working with you, and I've come up Brandy I know for some weird shit, and I've never gotten no, we can't do that. So I was like, let's dig in.
Yep.
You know?
I have to say, the first time I went over there, I was a little nervous, as weird as that sounds, because oh well, I got to do
Chuck
this.
knows
thing.
these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and Brandy was behind the desk, and she was like, "What do you need?" And I said, "Well, I'm an apprentice of Chuck Pippin, and I need." She's like, "Oh yeah, okay." She's like, "What's your maker's mark? Just send that to me." And I think I don't even remember. I emailed it. or-
Messenger. I
Mess-
think.
I probably sent it to her on Messenger, right?
Probably.
And then it was just taken care of. It was just like,
Yep.
it was done.
That's
So-
the one thing we definitely try to do is, make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not. I mean, depending on what, you're handing me a napkin with your maker's mark on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
there's-
even then, I gotta say, I think I had a slightly more complicated project, and Brandy was able to sketch it out right there and just
Yeah.
have it be done and stick it to the blade, and it was done. It wasn't like a thing. So
Well, and with Nick Brasino, we did the quinceanera blades.
yes,
And those he had some very specific things. Plus, he has the little thing on his name that I didn't know how to get. and there were very specific ways that he wanted laid out for his daughter's quinceañeras. And Brandy was wonderful about setting up proofs and communicating them. She not only communicated them to me, but she communicated them to Nick, my customer, as well. And you know, once he had said yes to the dress, you know, that was when she pulled the trigger on the custom engraver side, and he was very pleased with the results. I've had some of the best customer service I've experienced anywhere with that.
Uh-oh.
Brandy says I didn't even throw him out after that name drop or anything.
Right.
So to tie in our printing and our laser engraving, we have some cool technology that we purchased. So this may look like a very simple little piece to you guys, right? Just a simple little piece of plastic.
Something you'd see
right?
hanging in a gift shop somewhere.
All right. I believe I'm trying to remember if it was 500 or 800 or whatever. We had to create several hundred of those pieces. With our equipment, I was able to print sheets and sheets of those M's, put it in the laser, and line up the laser to hit exactly where they needed to. Well, in the old days when I tried to do that, let me just tell you, it never works. It never works.
History.
So it goes right down the slab and just cuts, and just it's just
Yes.
assembly.
And they're aligned perfectly. Well, the secret is we made, you know, technology, right? We made the purchase. We had in the laser has a camera that we bought that finds those registration marks.
Oh, nice.
And it says, in order for those registration marks to line up with everything else, maybe it's off, you know, 0.01 degrees. It will literally change that 0.01 degrees.
So what, keystone?
I don't know what that's called. That's beyond my pay grade. But it literally makes those adjustments
for you.
before the laser comes and starts tracing all those outlines.
So it'll auto adapt to.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's
It is-
awesome.
it is
To
unbelievable.
that fine of a degree.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's interesting because to tie this back into knife making, believe it or not, I'm going to do this. That inexpensive technology is getting so good nowadays that, like, I know a lot of the knives that are coming out of China, for example, that used to be very inexpensive, very, like, not high quality knives, are starting to get better and better and better, especially the fixed blade stuff. So it will be interesting as technology gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to see where that ends up taking the industry, you know? Because I was thinking too of, like, I have been looking at laser engravers.
Yep.
And for me, I would like to do my maker's mark. I'd like to be able to do it at home.
Right.
I mean, I love what you guys do.
Right.
There's no doubt about
Yep.
that.
Yep.
But if I had one at home,
Yep.
that would be cool, right?
Absolutely.
So-
like I said, once you watch one, it's
Right,
like it's an
yeah,
exactly.
How do I get a laser?
Yeah. So stuff like that.
Yep.
I know to do, at least from the research I've done, is to do steel, you need at least a 50 watt, which gets into the $4,000 or $5,000 area real quick.
Yep.
And that's a starting point.
But
For my
how
research.
long before it's in the $400 to $500 area?
Yep.
And whatever then is the bleeding edge,
Or you're outdated.
you guys have to move up to then. So
Exactly.
you must have to be, like, just constantly innovating all the time.
And that's what's kept me growing all these years.
Yeah.
You know, I can't stay here, and
Right.
you know everybody's catching up. Well, it requires that next step.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the UV printing. That's the
And so to be able to do
the color.
volume, for example,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, somebody with a 3D printer can obviously just print out one of these, but can you print out 10,000 of them?
Or can you do literally
Right.
whatever it was, 500, 800, I forget the order quantity,
Right.
but and
Right.
they need them next week,
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not. Oh, I need 500 of them, and you give them to me in 6 months.
Right.
You know.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. Interesting future ahead of us.
Yeah.
So-
it's changing.
On another note with that, because I have researched both engraving and cutting, and that's one of the reasons I chose to go with you, because as I learned more, I realized how much more in depth their knowledge I need in order to do it.
Sure.
What a lot of the ones that I found were way beyond my budget, but they also required a very specific ventilation system, a very specific neutral gas, things like that. What are some of those considerations that you have to think about when you are looking at, well, from my perspective, engraving like high carbon steel?
Yeah, so this etching a steel is one thing, and cutting it or doing those things, that's a whole nother animal. And I don't even know everything that's involved there, other than I know that they're using, you know, external gases, right? It might be oxygen, it might be
Argon.
exactly.
Nitrogen was another one.
Nitrogen,
Yeah.
exactly. So they're not only buying those tanks
Noble gases
that they're shooting in at the same time as the laser beam to get through those metals. But to do a simple wood burning, right? It really doesn't require anything other than shooting it outdoors, because you're just burning wood. Now, if you're in a neighborhood and you're blowing that into your neighbor's window, I have a little bit of a challenge there. But
there's some outgassing then that
there
happens.
is, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
For example, when we burn rubber, it smells terrible. Absolutely smells terrible.
What
that's
do you
not
do
something you'd
in
want to
rubber?
be doing in your garage.
No.
What do we do in rubber?
Yeah.
We're not doing nearly as much as we used to, but my background started before the engraving days. My parents owned a rubber stamp company. So
No kidding.
I actually still make rubber stamps to this day.
I remember you showed
Really?
me that when you gave me the
So
tour
we
with
will
that.
take a sheet of rubber and burn all the letters backwards and turn them into rubber stamps. So we're removing everything.
Could you make a stamp of my face?
No. I draw the line. I'm still drawing the same line.
I know
He's
you-
got boundaries.
Brandy, I know you got me, girl.
What's with the bullet shell that
Oh.
you have right there? I keep
guess
looking
there's
at
one
it.
last thing that I didn't talk about. People bring me all kinds of stuff, right? And you know, I'm going through my showroom and I'm trying to figure out what to bring today, and I was like, "That's a good idea." I don't know if this particular one was from a 21 gun salute or not, because sometimes we'll just create something, because somebody's not going to give me their casing from a 21 gun salute.
Right.
But on a regular basis, people bring me those casings, and they may want Grandpa's signature. They may want they just may want it to say
such a wonderful
in loving
idea.
memory of, in their name. Maybe the dates he was in the army, you know, etc. We do all different stuff on them. But the fact is, people bring me endless things.
It's so
and there's
small it
really
won't
no-
even focus.
That's got to be like.
It says
That's
Gerald
gotta
R.
be one of the most
Ford,
gratifying
USNR,
things,
1942 to
right? It's like-
1946.
And it goes back to that memorial stuff,
Yeah.
right?
I know that-
you get true thank yous when you're helping somebody with that.
Yeah, if you can, I don't know, if you can even just help a little bit with somebody's grief or
Yep.
something like that.
And I think that's why it feels so good. I think that's
I
why.
think so too. It's
Yeah.
just like to know that they have something that they can remember that person with.
Yep.
Several years ago, I had a customer reach out to me about doing a bushcraft blade for himself and 3 or 4, I don't remember right off the top of my head, of his buddies that were in his unit. One of the ways they dealt with PTSD was they would go out and bushcraft camp together, and so that's where the and one of the things that you all did for me was he asked that his the U.S. Marine Corps and their unit stamp be incorporated into the build, and so I was able to do the Marine Corps emblem on the blade.
Yep.
And their unit stamp we did on the leather sheaths, and I brought, the only thing that Brandy had asked for was a piece of the leather I was using for the sheaths at the time, so
Yep.
you could do a test run.
Yep.
And they turned out beautifully. He ended up reaching out to me a few years later to do another one for another one of his unit that he'd reconnected with. And so it was a very cool,
Yep.
like one-off odd thing
Yep. And those are the stories I love.
to do, and you know, it's kind of I remember that the first batch I sent to him, he actually sent me pictures of one of the wild boars they'd taken down, and then been able to field dress and such with the blades that Tribal Edge had made for them. So that's kind of a mixed thing there, getting pictures of that in the email, but it was still wonderful to see because it meant something and it was a positive.
Well, your class, right?
Yeah.
My relatives that all came that day, every time I see them now, it's like, oh my gosh, that was so awesome. I absolutely love it.
I love hearing that.
I'll even get a random text.
That's
awesome.
great.
I was wondering why
That's awesome.
Yeah, they really enjoyed it. I mean,
Yeah, I have found that the workshops are like there's a weird synergy of stuff that happens in the workshop. One is
Africa.
you get to kind of spend the day not
It'd be cool to have that.
thinking about anything else.
Plugged in.
Not plugged in.
Yeah.
You unplug for a whole day.
Yep.
The other thing is you get something super cool to take home with you that you can then brag to everyone about.
I made this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And
I
it's a
still-
memory.
And it's a memory,
Oh,
so it's just like I don't know. It's just a really nice day,
Very.
and
Yeah, if anybody listening, I highly recommend it. I absolutely love it. I've done it twice now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I absolutely enjoy the heck out of it.
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and honestly, it's built for me. I started Tribal Edge as a way to battle cancer, but more than getting me through cancer, it has really helped me build community. And the people that are in our tribe, the people that we get to interact with and nag and bug and and go, hey, can you do this? Whether it's working with you on leather sheets, which I'm very thankful I don't have to make leather sheets anymore, or working with you on maker's marks or odd. Hey, I got someone who asked me to do this kind of engraving.
To make a
Can you
rubber
do
stamp
that?
of Dan's face.
Yeah, I mean, where else are you going to find
Still throwing
someone
the
that,
line.
Why would you
technically-
not?
that
Brandy-
technically could,
Brandy
even though
did
he
say
has good boundaries?
So Brandy did say, she goes, did you need a rubber stamp of your face? My response via your Facebook was, can't you just rubber stamp his face?
That's what I was just going to say. Actually,
Randy,
was,
screenshot right now.
that's right.
There you go.
But yes, and Brandy, if you do want to rubber stamp his face, I'll be your alibi. But no, it's been absolutely amazing to be able to find small businesses or community businesses to work with and to pull in and to interact with. It's one of the things I love about doing this.
Yeah, and I think to me, as we experience a more chaotic world,
Oh yeah.
local community becomes more and more important. And
Support.
I think being able to support local businesses, being able to just work with other makers, right? Leatherworking, steelworking, woodworking, all of that stuff.
Yep.
Just really like enhances the community. So I don't know, like if you're out there and you want to start a meetup or something like that in your local community, and I mean we're just doing this as a live stream, but you can do it too. Like you can meet with people that are local makers or custom engravers or leather workers or things like that. So
I never thought back in 2005 when I started making knives that I would ever be sitting here doing some sort
Right?
of live stream
Right?
or vlog.
Did they
or
even have
whatever
live
call it.
streams back then?
You shut up.
well, I will tell
Back
you
in the
when
way back.
I went to my first
Messages were
workshop,
sent via pigeon.
I never thought I'd be doing a live stream. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
it's just been an amazing experience, amazing journey, and this brings us to the to some amazing places.
Yeah. So contact information for you.
Yes. What's the best way to get a hold of
CustomEngravingInc.com website that has everything you need on it. Beyond that, phone number 616-878-5644 for those of you that still know how to dial. rotaries.
Probably not the rotary.
And then all my emails and everything are on the
On the
website.
website.
So the website's really the best, easiest way to go.
Well, and we can also tag the Facebook page
As I say, Brandy is on here currently. So Brandy, if you can throw the information into the comments, that would be greatly appreciated.
That's what I was gonna say. Just contact Chuck.
Or reach out to me and I'll actually set up a virtual meet. I've done that with Brandy a few times when it comes to getting Scott in there and Dan in there and other people.
Reach out to Chuck and Kira will get that message.
I will definitely take care of that message, and I will sign it sincerely, Chuck Pippin.
You must have an auto. You must have an auto pen.
I've got people for that.
And then Ed, what is your contact information? Yeah.
So it's up there. We still gotta get the
We have to take all of them down and redo
everything
them,
down and redo it.
But anyways, it's Cynder Rose Leather.
Yep.
Cinder Rose Studios.
Cinder Rose Studios .square.site /Cinder-Rose.
How do you guys not have CynderRoseLeather.com?
Bodker says hi.
No kidding.
And Patricia,
We'll
if you're
find
watching this, maybe put a link in the comments as well.
Absolutely.
Because we need our ladies, whether they're daughter or wife or otherwise, to actually manage us.
Yes, we need the
I
brains.
admit this.
Don't shake your head.
Isn't this what we all want? Don't we all want just someone to like do? Can we swear on this? Is this okay? It's later.
Yeah,
in
it's okay.
Yeah.
Trust me, I don't want to rely on
Only the
Dan to
three-letter
do
one.
this.
Just a three-letter one. Bullshit for me, right? Just
Dan, I
just
can't
support
save you,
me
son.
in the bullshit that I'm trying to get taken
Everyone
care
say
of.
goodbye to Dan. This will be his last podcast.
This was. I need more of this.
So did you have any other stuff that you wanted to show?
Oh, I did bring
know
one
there's
other
the
thing.
little.
This was kind of a unique project. It's not as unique as it used to be. Back in the day, I used to do this kind of work before Etsy was a thing. But I love doing these kinds of projects. Somebody came in, wanted Grandma's recipe.
Oh my God, so cool! What a great idea! That is awesome.
Mom is gonna love this.
We've done pie dishes. Grandma's blueberry pie recipe. We've done cookie jars with Grandma's chocolate chip cookie recipe. I mean, it is so fun to do those.
All right, you just sold like 1,000 of those right off. So with that being said, and I'm buying the first one. All right. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
With me being your first sale, I don't know the best material.
Any.
Obviously, we're going to bring you a dish or casserole
Right.
dish or whatever.
So
right?
so when I did the pie dishes, they
Right.
were a white ceramic pie dish, and I ended up etching them as well as black filling them, and that was with the understanding that they weren't going to be used.
Right.
Because
So as far as like the top
something like this,
right,
that's
okay.
metal. We
Okay,
can do
cool.
metal. We could do a wood
I got
cutting
it.
board. I do cutting boards with recipes.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's
All right.
lots of
That's very
options.
cool.
Lots
All
of
right.
options. So, like I said, your imagination, there's the only limit.
That's very cool. I love that idea. Hey, Ed, you brought a couple things I would love to show the community as well. Why don't you go ahead and take a few minutes here and as long as we're doing show and tell, I'd love to see
Now that hat.
I'll start with that.
Dan, can you come over and model,
Put it on,
please?
I tried it on. Dan, it fit perfectly.
No, Dan, you can't have
Ooh,
your picture
nice
with
flip.
that hat on the
No, I'm
blade.
not putting your hat or face on the top of it.
Okay, do the picture for Brandy.
I'm trying to think of what era that takes you back to.
You know, I could,
Okay, you ready,
I
Randy?
could laser engrave your face on that hat. Inside.
Are you kidding me? Could you put like a little surround of my faces already?
Oh my God,
Oh my
no.
God,
You could tile your face all
It's like a
Yeah.
360 nightmare.
I might need to have that in my life.
Dan's face in panoramic.
This is okay. So
We're dreaming. No, we're having a nightmare.
You're talking about my, Christian, about my imagination. How about dance?
We can talk later.
okay.
So it goes in the fancy to plain old baseball hats,
Right.
all leather.
That's pretty cool.
That is really
So how
cool.
how durable
Adjustable.
are those?
Beautiful stitching.
That's all done by hand. I don't use any machines at all.
Right.
That's
I
impressive.
don't like machines. I like
That's what
to
I'm
do it by
saying.
hand. You get that natural feel to it.
Right.
I imagine a sewing machine for that might be a little scary too.
A leather sewing machine is very scary.
care what it punches.
Now-
Leather sewing machine would go through my hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
How durable is something like that?
Very durable. My wife has a purse that I did for her that right now is about 5-6 years old,
Yeah, the
and
stitching
it
also.
still keeps going.
I'm guessing it just softens over
It
time. more than
softens
anything else,
up
right?
a little bit.
Yeah.
She used to change her
I
purse.
see
every
your
5,
logo
6
right
weeks.
here.
Yes.
She used to change her purse like
Oh, big
every couple of months.
That looks good on you.
Since she got
looks
that
good on you,
purse,
though.
she
Hold on,
hasn't
gotta take a
changed the
picture.
purse to anything else.
Selfie
Gotta get a
time.
selfie.
Gotta get a selfie.
Brandy, get a picture of him and then put his face on nice.
All right, there we go.
So I started off doing purses. These are purses named after my daughters. That's the Alicia.
Oh, that's very cool. That reminds me a little bit of the bag
How
you did
many
for Dr.
daughters?
Bud.
These ones were funny.
How many daughters do you have?
I have 2 of my own and 2 stepdaughters.
So there's 4 lines right there.
Well,
That's
these are the stepdaughters.
All right, that's okay.
We'll talk about the background on the rest.
That's beautiful though. That's very
These
cool.
purses were funny because when I first started doing these, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do with them. So I went to each of them. This was right before Christmas. I said, okay, tell me what would sell in the market right now. If this was your purse, which of these would you choose and how would you do it? So I made these purses to their specifications.
I like that.
Wrapped them up
Yeah.
individually, gave them to each of them at Christmas time, and had them open them at the same time. When they opened it and saw what it was, their faces were priceless.
That's
I, I couldn't put a price on purses with those faces.
And I have to say that the big advantage of like knowing a maker is that you can get exactly what you want.
Oh, that's the
So
cool
like
thing. Custom.
yeah,
right?
if you have a pouch or something like a bike pouch or something that you like and it doesn't have enough pen holders, or you need a particular card holder size, or you really like using index cards.
Sure.
Like
You need
whatever
to-
it is
I know
that
exactly where you're
you
going with
want,
that.
you
You know what?
can
You guys
really
should probably
work
hook
with
up
the
on that,
maker
for sure.
to custom
You
make
can only benefit both
a
of them.
knife,
So,
or
yeah.
a bag, or a
Absolutely.
So what these are, every one
or
of these
this is
is
really
custom.
yeah.
I can do these to whatever specifications you want. If you want a pouch inside of this for something, I can do that. That's a little bit softer purse. That's a little bit later.
For sure.
Mostly I work with the little bit harder leathers because I know that those soften. Those are some leathers that I got from the place that I was working. It was leftover scraps. They weren't thrown out.
Yeah. I love that.
I'm not going to turn down Italian leather that's like $20 a square foot.
Right, yeah.
I brought them home and I use them occasionally.
Hand stitch that. This is.
Phone holders.
Hmm.
I can do this either side. I've had so many people look at this and ask me, how long have you carried?
Express bag.
Right.
I love that.
I've carried my phone for years.
The first time I met you, Ed, when you guys went down to do a workshop, and you were standing here with Chuck talking, and I came over there, and this is with my blind eye, okay? A half decent eye here. I looked over and I saw that. I said, "Oh, he's carrying it."
I've had so many people.
The closer I got, I realized it was, but it did look like you were carrying.
I've had so many
my
people
kind of guy.
approach me and say,
Semi-automatic phone.
so many people approach me and say,
Caliber 380.
I carry my phone in my pocket and I forget it's there and sit on it
Yeah,
and it breaks.
yeah.
Or you butt dial somebody.
Yeah, it's never in your pocket. It's always on your side. Never have to worry about it. So
With-
they're great for that.
And with mine,
Uh-huh.
the reason that I like mine is it's like a it's like a purse essentially. It's the same size as that. And I mean, I've showed you guys a couple of times, but it's the same size as that, and I can carry it cross body. Whereas that one has straps like you saw on Ed's for a belt. So for a guy who doesn't want to necessarily carry a
And yours is
purse,
customized to your needs. Because we actually have that snap on it for
Oh,
the blade.
the blade,
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Get the smaller.
Brandy says she loves your phone holsters.
And I can totally.
Little small things that I'll put in a booth.
Yes.
Eyeglass
Yes,
holders,
your face.
bracelets, pin cushions, needle cushions.
What's that
I
dog collar you
had
got?
no idea you had
Pardon me?
What's that dog collar you got in the other hand?
I do have a dog collar, various dog collars to do. I can do these any size for any dog that you have.
Nice.
All I need to know is the measurement of your dog's neck or body.
For the blade.
I do harnesses for them too, dog harnesses.
Oh, that's awesome.
Force them.
These ones, they have a pocket for bags for picking up waste. They also have a pocket for an air pod.
That's
Or
cool.
Oh, for
these-
tracking, right?
Yeah, for tracking
yeah.
disc that you can put in your.
GPS, yeah.
If they get free, you will never break this. This
Right.
is 2 layers of leather, double stitched, and rivets in them.
Oh, it smells so good.
I might have to get one of those.
I say that, yet my
I
daughter's
can't see.
dog
Really cool
My
dog.
daughter is sniffing the
has
leather.
broken 2 of these rings.
Really?
I finally had to go with 2 stainless steel, no break in them. They're solid,
Yeah.
completely solid welded. I put 2 of them in. I said, if he breaks this, I'm making a chain the size of my finger.
I will say that
Just like Conrad.
the thing
Again,
that you
these-
guys can't experience is the smell.
Leather.
So good.
Oh, the leather?
When Wilson Leather was in Rivertown Mall, I would walk by, stop in the door, and just go,
Yep, yep. Yeah, see, I do that with Wilson Leather. Tasha does that with Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, these-
Or whatever it is that
These are incredible.
Bathworks or whatever it's
Pouch.
called.
I'm not gonna open that, but
I don't know. I just.
That's beautiful. That's just
and
gorgeous.
that's for like
That's
a bigger
sack
dog.
for dogs.
Yeah, that's for like a bigger dog, like a shepherd or a husky or something like
That's gonna
that.
stay. That's gonna
I don't know if
stay
that'd fit a
on
Fina.
your butt forever with things.
When we put that on him, if we take it off, he will whine and
Just-
cry until we put it back on.
That's a-
He loves that. And if you've got a smaller dog, I've got a smaller house as well that we can do.
That's nice.
And this is just
that
a sample.
one might
Get one of those
fit
for Teddy.
Rue, but you think that's a little too small still?
This one might fit Teddy.
Now, how long have you been doing your leather work?
I actually started it during COVID.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep, so I started in 2000.
That's awesome.
Or when
2020 or
2010.
2019? 2019 was it?
During COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah,
2020.
2019, 2020.
Right.
That's when I started. I lost my job at that point. I started this as a hobby, just doing odd things. And then COVID hit. Nobody's hiring at that point.
Right.
Right.
I said, well, what the hell? I bought some more leather, made a few things, started selling a few things.
It's great
That's what
work.
started.
I
Here I am,
absolutely.
5 years later, making.
I'm telling you what,
Right.
when you're
Yeah.
touching and feeling it, the quality is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And not just that, but for really, and no disrespect meant to you, and all of respect, and the minimal time you've been
I
doing
love
it,
this.
it's like
It's-
your art has,
Yeah.
you've been doing it for 40 years.
I mean, one of the things
Wow.
that I've learned to look at is you look at the evenness of the stitching. That's how
Yeah.
really you can tell a lot of quality is where like it's not going to start to drift and
Right,
zigzag
wave.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Don't have the wave.
Like if anybody, I don't know, if you run a pawn shop or something and you look a lot of Fendi bags or something, that's what they look for is that evenness of the stitch.
And I've been really fortunate and lucky. I've had a lot of people right from the get-go in this tell me your stitching is phenomenal.
It is. It really
Your
is.
stitching
It's
is great.
incredibly even.
I don't know how I did it. I just. I
The
stitched.
proper answer is you planned it last week.
But I've lucked
it's
out that
beautiful work.
everything that I'm doing is
Yeah.
right on this.
Hmm.
That obviously won't be
I
that wide,
mean-
that'll close more.
Yeah.
It's so even. I'm wondering how you do that last little bit that never comes out evenly.
The key that I with those is the type of punch you're using.
Okay.
I've used diamond chisel points. They cut your holes at an angle, so when you stitch, your stitching is at an angle. So they're like this all the way.
Ah.
I use round punches. Everything comes out nice and straight. As long as I'm punching the hole straight, everything comes out nice and straight. I'm not bashing diamond. I use diamond chisels for things too.
Yep.
Right.
Especially thicker things like the
It's just
sheaths.
your technique turned out better.
Yeah, with the sheaths, because the leather is so thick, a regular punch won't go through that thickness of it. I've got to use the diamond chisels to get through. But I've learned how to pull those just tight enough, and if I scribe a line on it, everything stays nice and straight.
Yeah.
If you could reach one of those sheaths that's up on the counter
That leather
behind
is so thick too that you got to punch through.
Actually, I just need one of those, one of these ones. These were done with a diamond stitch,
Yeah.
but I scribed a line first.
Yep, that's
So when I pull it tight, it pulls
Yep.
down into that line.
that line.
Gets
Yep.
it nice and straight.
Yep.
Yep.
Very nice.
Attention to detail.
And these are actually for a commission set that I just did of the tactical Golocks.
It was fun doing those for the twin Golocks.
Yeah. And I honestly, when it comes to sheaths, I would not pick just anybody to do a leather sheath for mine because they're representing me as well as
No,
themselves.
absolutely. A sheath makes and breaks
Yeah,
your work, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I certainly hope it doesn't break our work. Otherwise, we got bigger problems.
Needs to break somebody else.
Yes.
You said before too, it's some sheaths or some knives just call
Yep.
for a leather sheath.
Absolutely.
You can
They
look
do.
at them and
Yeah.
it
I agree.
Kydex just does not work for it.
Right.
There's a
And-
couple that I did Kydex for that I really wish. I did a couple larger Bowie knives, and I really think they would have presented better in leather than in Kydex.
Well, and there's there's the feel, there's the genre, and one of the things I've learned to trust is like, if my gut says this needs something other than Kydex, then I'm going to go with my gut on that.
Yep.
Unless the customer overrides that, in which case I kind of need to go with what they want.
Yep.
But if they've given me the bandwidth, kind of like I did with these. I actually sent. I suggested leather, and I said I can do Kydex, but I suggest leather for these. And I sent him a picture of one of the ones that I did in the past, and he loved them. And so I'm like, okay, Ed, got something for you. And I sent him a picture of one that Ed actually redid for me for a knife I have, and they turned out beautiful.
Nice thing too about these is the leather will age. My wife's purse started out with as that color leather, bright green leather. This one started out like that.
Yep.
In 5 years, the natural leather has darkened to almost that.
Wow,
I
really?
love the used saddle
If
leather.
you think about it,
Like the old
leather
saddle?
is
Oh my
skin.
god, yeah.
As you expose it to sunlight, it tans and it darkens. So with age, these will only get better.
Yeah,
They'll only look better.
Yeah, one of the things I've found
Like a
in
good
our-
bourbon.
Yes,
In our-
like good bourbon.
in our carbon steel knives, they will patina
Yeah.
over time,
And that's it.
especially the kitchen knives.
Yeah.
And when I was new to making, to me it was just like, it's gonna discolor the steel, right? But now that I've actually had my own knives and things like that, it tells a story.
You look
of
at them years
what
later and
it's
go,
been through.
oh, that doesn't look so bad. That actually
Right?
looks better.
Yeah, it looks better. It looks even better because
Well,
it
and
has
that-
that life in it.
And a high carbon steel blade, that patina is actually a good thing. Not only does it tell a story and show that it has been loved and used, but it also helps to inhibit rust.
Yeah.
Anything red or orange, bad.
Yeah.
Anything like gray or black,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I guess my hard outer shell has protected me from bad things as well. So.
You're super hard.
You have no idea.
Context is so
Yeah.
important.
So tough.
Homeboys.
We built a new house 7 years ago. My wife wanted this particular kitchen sink. It's a hammered copper kitchen sink.
Wow.
Very cool. She had to work really hard to convince me to spend the money on this copper sink. It wasn't in the house. We moved in a week, and I'm calling them up. I'm like, this kitchen sink sucks. I spilled ketchup in it, and it looks, blah, blah,
Like
blah.
trash.
And they're like, it's a living thing. It's going to change colors. It's going to do this.
Oh,
And
that's so cool.
now I appreciate it when
Right.
when I'm rinsing a dish and there's ketchup that hits it.
Right.
Oh, there's gonna be a bright spot over there. It's just
That's
it's
really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And then it darkens and then it
Yep.
lightens and it darkens and it.
All kinds of materials are so much like that. I used to
Yeah.
work with veneers a lot, and I kept trying to impress on the people that were buying it and the designers that were looking at it. Like, this is a natural thing. You can get me this perfect piece all you want, but this is what you want.
But
It's never gonna look like this.
Right. Right.
We get a brand new order in, I open it up, I show them, I says, you find me the piece that looks exactly like this in this entire stack.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Well, it's funny because sometimes I feel, I don't want to say guilty necessarily, but when I get to a blade to a somewhat pristine state, right? It is hot off the press, as they say. It will never look better than it does
At that moment.
in that particular moment.
Yeah.
A real
Not
blade
necessarily
that
true.
you use is going to end up looking like this, right? Which is just like...
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
And
tells
that's
the
the
story.
thing, is right? Like,
Scratches.
you have to know that it's going to tell the story of its
Yep.
use. That wasn't blued when I started with it. It wasn't nearly
That's
as polished as it
Frankenstein,
is
isn't it?
now.
Can I take a look?
This is Frankenstein. Yeah, that one.
You've been carrying that for a while.
A long time. And anytime I feel like doing a knife experiment, I do it on that one.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
if
and that's the cool
new
thing too.
sharpener,
That's
whatever it might be.
you know, shameless plug, but that's why we have Forging Field Functional Art as our tagline.
Oh yeah.
It's because if we put a mirror polish on something, I know it's going to be a trophy, not a knife. We want people to use our blades. It's how we get better as artists, is by feedback from our customers. And I love seeing pictures of our blades. In fact, shameless plug again, and this is something Kira and I talked about. If you have a tribal edge blade, send us a pic. Send us a pic of it. Because we love to see that our blades are used.
Like I sent you the
Oh,
deer.
the-
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Yep, exactly.
Or
Exactly.
the turkey. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was a turkey one. Yep,
Yep.
yep, I remember
Steve
that.
Terry says it's kind of like the Japanese concept wabi sabi, and I was just looking up. It's a concept that you guys were talking about, like the imperfections in
Oh,
living
yeah.
things.
Perfectly imperfect.
It's a Japanese concept that finds beauty in imperfection, impermanence, and simplicity.
Yeah.
Wabi
There's
sabi.
actually a
Wabi
whole
sabi.
art that the Japanese have to taking like broken pottery or broken vessels and then mending them.
Using
And-
gold or silver.
Yeah, and it has all those striations and they're
Kintsugi.
beautiful.
It's kintsugi. Kintsugi is what it is.
And it's beautiful, it's amazing, but it's used. It's loved. It's a useful thing that they
Yeah.
keep going back to. I love that. But
Something
yeah,
that you use all the time, that you absolutely love, you don't want to let go.
right.
So you find a way to fix it so you can keep using it.
Yep, exactly. But I love it. Perfectly imperfect.
I know refurbishing is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I know.
I really
yeah.
like putting new handles on blades. I really like cleaning them up and getting them fresh again. That's one of the reasons that I like sharpening. Is I'll go over to a friend's house or family or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, can you sharpen my blades?" And I will sharpen them, but I'll do butcher's block. I'll do a little bit of mother's polish on them. I'll get the handles cleaned up.
Yep.
I'll put some butcher's block on them to clean them up at the end, and it's just like they've got a brand new knife on their hands, you know. And it's just like, no, this is a useful tool.
And what
Just gotta put a
what
love
do
and
we call
attention
those
into it.
for our customers? Give your knife a spa day.
That's a spa day.
It's a spa
Right.
day.
That is a spa day.
That's what I do.
All of our blades come with free spa days.
Yeah.
Just
So-
gotta give them to us.
So Steve, if you want to give the Lance a spa day, ship it back to Chuck. He'll give it a nice spa.
Yeah, Dad would love that. Definitely do that.
I will pull Dan in for our duet of sharpening.
Or probably less expensive would be to fly Chuck out to your
and,
place.
and then I will show you the how sharp it is on Dan. So yeah, what the first lance I did for Steve, Dan was already in the fold, and I failed to sharpen it prior to putting the 20, the 20-inch head on the spear.
Okay.
So we had to sharpen it after the blade was
Right.
done. Well, this is a 6-foot lance.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So Dan's over there
I
on
had to
one
hold up the
side,
back.
and so we're having to do
He sharpened
this in
it.
unison here.
Right.
So we've got the sway going
That's
on.
right.
That's one of those things that gets turned into a meme with some really
Oh, I
weird-
know. I know.
I never heard that story.
Oh
before.
yeah, it was funny.
Oh
It was
my
funny.
God, it was a riot.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all
so
in the hips.
It's
It's all
all
Do a
in
video of
hips.
that. We need to find it, and it needs to be edited.
But the funny thing too is because it's got a leaf blade on it and it's double edged, you have to do both sides, of course. And because of the curve of it, what's like 6 inches here is like 3 feet out here.
Right.
So Dan's having to kind of like.
Right.
Right. I gotta move. I gotta make slightly
You're like
larger
this.
movements.
Chuck's like this and Dan's like, right?
Yeah.
I'm essentially sharpening the blade from
I think
6
that's
feet
more
away.
of a height issue. And what Chuck holds here, Dan's holding here.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
Dan's
yeah.
holding on to up here, dangling his feet.
And 1 and 2.
It's
And
getting heavy on that
And I
upswing.
go,
Lawrence
well,
It's a ballet for.
I'm ready for Dancing with the Stars.
That's funny.
sharpening with the stars.
You got it done, you know? And
We
you
got
want it
that.
with
Oh
a,
yeah.
you know,
And Steve's actually
a beautiful piece, right?
posted some pretty cool videos of him actually training with it because he actually
That
trains in
scares
his backyard with live blades.
That scares the crap out of me every time I see it, Steve. It's just like terrifying that you're gonna take off a limb while I'm watching or something like that. It's yeah.
I feel like he probably wouldn't have posted that video.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Do it live, okay?
Posthumously.
And don't. You think if Steve cut off his own leg, he would not post that video?
I don't
He would
know
post
Steve that
video
well, but
from surgery.
That's right. That's right.
I just had him give me numbers. Here's what's happening.
That's right. That's right. Oh boy. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. And
good time.
Brian has left the building apparently, but I think we're going to go ahead and wrap.
that's good.
So, thanks for tuning in. Once again, I wanted to say thanks to Chris for coming out and hanging out with
Had
us.
a great time.
Make sure you guys shout out your stuff
Nationwide
again real
business.
quick.
CustomEngravingInc.com.
Yeah.
Yep. So, we hopefully Brandy has posted it, but
Yes,
check out
Brandy
the link
did.
if you need anything. They do so much more than just engraving. And stay tuned because Chris and I are going to be collaborating on a blade design with some of that technology that he's described today with the printing and the acrylics.
With the handles.
And Brandy and Al are
Yep.
going to be working on a phoenix.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
no faces. No faces.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, yeah, she's.
Oh, here we go.
She was already like, I got ideas for that.
Yeah,
Like,
you do.
Put Dan's face on the Phoenix.
No, me and Brandy. Yes.
Maybe Dan's face
From the fire,
Jonathan.
You could do that.
Oh, I'm horrified.
Can we get some AI involved here?
That's right. And Ed, go ahead and shout out. What have you got going on there?
Cynder Rose Leather. Easiest way to find all of my contact information is just Facebook. Just do a search for Cynder Rose Leather. You'll find us come up. It'll have our website address. You can DM me if you've got something that's specific in mind you want to get done. Talk to me. Let's find out what you want, and we'll see if it can get made for you.
Absolutely. And Patricia, if you're watching, post a link in the comments.
She was earlier. She's not on anymore.
Other than that, I wanted to...
Randy goes, Phoenix Dan!
Phoenix stand. That's right. Once again, thank you all to the people we work with. Of course, we got Custom Engravers here, so I have to thank them. But Muskoka
Yeah,
Turner...
no, you don't need to be
Yeah,
thanked
that's
because you're
right.
here.
We're not going to thank him anymore. But John Bryant was on earlier. That's Muskoka Turner, for those of you who don't know, but he does all of our stabilizing. He also does some phenomenal wood turning. Phoenix Abrasives, Greg, I'll be contacting you for more belts. I need to get some more Scotch-Brite. Let's see who else we got there.
We
Larceny,
need to
we
convince him
didn't
to
drink
throw
Larceny
old
tonight.
ones away.
Tonight
Larceny,
on-
you're losing us,
Yeah,
man.
that's right. So reach
Come
out.
on.
That way we can go back to Larceny from Sunside.
That's right.
And
Alabama Damascus.
yes, Alabama Damascus. I'm going to be ordering some more billets for me because we have a customer who wants Damascus for all of their people in the workshop.
We won't be doing the live next week.
Oh, you're right. Thank you. So yes, next Wednesday we will not be doing a live from the shop. Sadly, we have to take one of our fur puppies for a specialist visit over to Farmington Hills, which in construction season in Michigan doubles the time. So it would normally be an hour and a half to 2 hours. We're expecting to have end up being
An all
4
day.
hour. Yeah.
All day.
And we're likely to have to spend the night. So Wednesday night was the soonest they could get in. After that, it was out in the end of August.
Oh, wow.
So we have to see a neurologist for Brew, our youngest puppy. So next Wednesday we won't be here, but the following week we will be here, and we'll actually have Nick from Hunt for the Cure as a guest on the show. So looking forward to that, and we'll still be posting stuff. So the next weekend is also the show for Out of the Barn, Georgetown
Ice
Wait. Next weekend is like in 3 days?
No,
Is
the
it
following week.
Following week,
Yeah.
yep. And I think that we're actually positioned in,
you going
in
down
their
for
next Ed and Patricia
I was
year.
gonna say we were gonna
Yeah.
we've already had that conversation with
Yep.
them and Katie that
Yep.
we'll be
So,
next to them if we're
if
both in
you-
the same show.
Yeah, if you come see us, you'll be able to see Ed and Patricia there as well. So come say hi if you're in the area, and share this out if you can. Also, one last shameless plug for YouTube. We are at the mid to high 20s. We need to get to 50 for our ability to
We
use
gotta mention
YouTube
that
Live.
first.
Yeah.
We gotta say that first instead
Okay.
of saying that.
Well, let him finish what
No,
he's
you're
saying,
right.
and then we can.
So if you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, please get out there and subscribe to us. Once we get to 50, we're going to be branching out even farther across the platform.
at Tribal Edge BBC when you search for it on YouTube.
Yep. Thank you so much.
TribalEdgeBBC.com if you want all the links to all the things.
There we go.
Mm.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And until the next time,
Stay bladed.
Stay bladed.